Hey guys, Pieguyrulz here, and I wasn't really planning on doing this, but since so many of you requested it, why not? Here is what I would do to improve Cartoon Network. Idea number 1. No more live action shows. Ever. Don't try doing any sports shows, game shows, comedies, dramas, oranges, anything that isn't animated. Period. Just stop. Well, that about solves pretty much everything, so Pieguyrulz out. Boop-a-doop-a-doo, boop-a-doop-a-doo-doo, boop-a-doop-a-doo, boop-boop-boop. Fine. I guess I have a few other suggestions. Idea number 2. Make it 24 hours again. Adult Swim is awesome, but it really doesn't belong connected to this kids' network anymore. Plus, it started to show a lot of live action, which, as I said before, should not be on Cartoon Network. And hey, it works for them, it's just, it doesn't belong here. Maybe make it the night block on another channel. Maybe give it its own channel. I don't really know. But what I do know is that it would really do Cartoon Network some good to have more broadcast time to, idea number 3, show some cartoons and classic shows on the network. Yes, I know they have Boomerang, but the channel is starting to get a bit cluttered with the cartoons, classic cartoons, and they're even starting to show some more recent Cartoon Network cartoons, which really is bothersome, especially seeing what happened to Nicktoons Network. It would be great if Cartoon Network could realize that teenagers and college kids would love to watch cartoons at about 3 in the morning, or even just classic old cartoons like the Flintstones or the Jetsons or, the usual stuff, or even some obscure stuff. It would really help the network to have that kind of 24-hour family-friendly appearance. And hey, it's something that Nickelodeon does not do. Yes, Nick at Night is not adult, but what I am saying is that Cartoon Network could potentially return to its former glory of being the only network that aired cartoons 24/7, at least on your basic cable package. Because remember, not everyone gets Boomerang. And yeah, Cartoon Planet exists, and it's fine that they show cartoons, but I'm talking more about the long game. I'm talking about having a 5-hour block of cartoons. I'm talking about when kids are sick and have to stay up half the night, that they have something to watch. That is one of my fondest, well, maybe not fondest, but memorable experiences in my childhood, was the night that I was throwing up all night long. It was miserable, except for the fact that I got to watch Cartoon Network at like 5 in the morning. What was showing? Captain Planet, which kinda sucked, but it was a cartoon I'd never seen before, so that was cool. It's cool to have a channel that adults could watch cartoons at X hour. Again, Adult Swim is fine, and it totally has its place. It's just, it rocks to its own groove, and so it should kind of do its own thing somewhere else. It should grow beyond needing Cartoon Network, and it should acknowledge that Cartoon Network maybe needs the time more than it does. Anyway, idea number 4, I want to see more action shows on the network. Mind you, not live action, just action shows. And of course they have their Star Wars show and their DC Nation, but they tend to be slanting towards the silly cartoons over the continuity-driven action shows. Teen Titans Go being the prime example of this. It'd just be nice to see a few more action shows, and then the action shows that they do have, not to cancel them when the fans are super into them. Anyway, idea number 5, cool it with the Ben 10 spin-offs. Here's a tip. If you've spun off a show twice and it still stars the same character, you are doing something wrong. Spin-offs in general have a fairly low success rate, and the fact that there's unnecessary spin-offs in the first place is just ridiculous. It's pretty clear that toys are the only reason the franchise exists. Yes, a lot of franchises existed because of toys in the past, but it seems like all creative talent has been sucked out of the show and the original people have far long moved on. Now, this last idea is a bit selfish, but I figured I'd include it considering I didn't have many things to put on this list. Idea number 6, bring back some powerhouse bumpers or maybe make some newer ones. And I'm not suggesting to completely put their ad campaign back to what it was in the 90s. That'd be ridiculous. Just maybe make a few more of that style bumper, kind of like what they did for their 20th birthday. Just make a few, maybe air it in this supposed cartoon block, maybe air it during Cartoon Planet, or maybe just air the old ones, or do some new designs for the new shows. I'm just saying it was a very successful ad campaign, and it couldn't hurt to bring back a few of them occasionally. However, the only thing on this list that really needs to happen is number 1. The rest of this stuff is just kind of slight improvements that I feel would help the network along. I don't think it's in as deep a sinkhole as Nickelodeon is. I just think that maybe it could be a little bit better. And hey, I'd love to see a new Cartoon Fridays show, but I don't necessarily think that would be realistic, so I didn't put that on the list. And there's a lot of fanboyish things that I wish could happen, but I gotta look at what's overall gonna be best for the network, and this is just what I think. Pieguyrulz out. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe if you liked me, like this video if you, like this video, and comment if you have an opinion on anything that I just said. Oh, and I also have a Twitter. Follow me at Pieguyrulz. I usually respond to any comments or questions that I get. Pieguyrulz out.